Hello, Internet. So yeah, Saga issue 34, my thoughts and stuff, and what happened. So we start off with some narration by Hazel about how we're all really aliens, and even among our own people, most of us still feel like complete foreigners from time to time. Yada yada yada. Um. Oh, but then she's like, yeah, but to me, over the years, the word has become to mean a different thing, and that means future firm material. And so we have the I, I do the lady that was in the shower that Hazel saw that had like the male reproductive organs. She stumbles in to her and the unconscious teacher, and then she's like, yeah, she's like surprised to see that Hazel has the wings as well. But then she's like, I'll not say anything about it because I know how you're feeling because I have a similar situation like you do. And then like as she's doing that, she's like breaking the table. 'Cause she's like, well, what we're gonna say because Hazel tells her what happened. And then she's like, oh, okay, well, we'll say this happened that she slipped and fell on this table, and she's like breaking it apart. And then so do you trust her? Because I could totally kill her right now. She's like, oh no, don't do that. Because like, do you trust her to like not tell that she saw your wings? Blah blah blah. So that happens. Oh, and then like she's telling her like, oh, I'm guessing what happened to you is that your dad just like sexually assaulted your mom, and that's how you came to be. But and then like narration from Hazel, like she wanted to correct her, but then she's like, you know what? I've learned my lesson. If someone's just trying to help you, just take the help. Don't even bother. It's such a messed up universe we live in. And then we go back to Alana and Marco on the planet that they abandoned, which we found out later. Sir Night Robot and Goose. So they're looking for him, and then they see him, and then it's funny because like Prince Robot is there, and he's like, not one more step. And then get back on your ship, blah blah blah. And then before anything can happen, Alana sees Friendo, and she's like, Friendo, yay, and hugs it. And then Goose is there, and Prince Robot doesn't shoot an arrow, and he's just like, are you deaf? Did you not hear me? And then Marco's like, so has the prince been treating you all right, Goose? And then Goose is like, yeah, careful, Sir Robot hates when people call him that, so don't call him that. And then Prince Robot's like, okay, what the F do you effers want? And then Alana's like, yeah, we're going back to Landfall and we need your help. And the prince just starts like laughing. And he's just like, yeah, it was great. He's just like, ha 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 ha, that's great. Yeah, not happening. And then his son's like, wait, what's so funny, Dad? And he's like, and then Goose is like, yeah, if it wasn't for Marco, Dango wouldn't even be here. And then Prince Robot's like, well, if it wasn't for me and my blood, Marco would be dead of a fadeaway overdose. So let's just call it even. And Alana's like, wait, what? And then Marco's like, another time near. He's like, yeah, I haven't told her about that adventure yet. So let's just go there. And then Prince Robot tells them what he's doing here in isolation, just like training Squire in like the noble ways of his ancestors and stuff, chivalry, blah blah blah. And Goose is like, well, you're always telling him about chivalry and stuff, but what's more chivalrier than rescuing a fair maiden? And and then the Squire's like, your girl's a real fair maiden, and it like on his monitor pops up this like stick figure drawing of a princess. It was great. I was like, man, that was hilarious. That's so cute and adorable. And then Alana's like, oh, definitely the fairest in all the lands. And then Squire's like, Papa, we have to save her. And then Prince Robot's like, dude, I can't risk anything happening to you. And then Goose is like, well, that's cool. You can just leave him here with me and Friendo. We'll totally take care of him while you're gone. And then Prince Robot's like, I am not abandoning my only child to assist with some beyond doomed prison break. And then Alana and Marco are all like playing hardball, like, well, if we just happen to be, in the neighborhood of the royal family, and tell them where the royal king's son's at, well, don't look at us. Whoops. And then you see Prince Robot's face, just like nuclear explosion. So I guess he's like super angry because I guess that's. I couldn't really. I thought that was like a good emote, but I was like, well, what is he like emoting? It's probably just rage. It's probably just a nuclear explosion of rage. Yeah. So then we go back to the whole alien narration and how cultures clash, but not because they're so different from each other. It's because they're so similar. And then you have Isabel in the specter form of like a guard escorting Hazel to the doctor room where the teacher's at, and she's like, well, I just gotta see, because Hazel's like, well, I gotta make sure that she's okay. And yeah, so that happens, and then you have like another hilarious moment where the teacher sees her and she says, so how did you come to be? And then Hazel says, well, my mommy is from this planet and my daddy is from the moon, and he loved her so much that he put his penis inside her, and then I got in my mommy's tummy, which made her happy, except now she can't go in bounce houses because they make her go pee a little bit. I was like, man, that was great. That was awesome. And the teacher's like, okay, I see. So, why did you tell me what you told me and showed me your wings and stuff? And she's like, well, you don't treat me like a little baby, so that's why I'm not in trouble, am I? And she's like, well, you're not in trouble, but you're when someone finds out about this, like we mentioned last issue, ticking time bomb, it's only a matter of time. What's going to happen? Because you're really just in a facility where we're holding you until we can transfer you, so you can be exchanged with other prisoners for where we can exchange you for prisoners with the other side. So that's really the only reason that you're held in this facility. And then she's also like, oh, I guess that means that, geez, I think they even said it and I still can't remember the name of the grandma, but she's like, yeah, that means that one lady with the horns is your grandma and not just some lady that you're with. And she's like, yeah. And then, let's see. Oh, and then Hazel's like, well, I'm sorry this all happened. Here's a present I brought you, and then it's one of the Oswald Heist's books. And she's like, it's their favorite book or something. And then she's like, don't you think it's great? Don't you think he's a great writer? Blah blah blah. Let's see. And then the teacher says like, yeah, he's very clever, but I don't think artists should be ranked like racehorses. And no offense to the rest of your family, but anyone who thinks one book has all the answers hasn't read enough books. And then like it has more narration of like, of the many things my first teacher taught me, that's the one that stuck. Then we go back to the ice planet, and it is confirmed that the will is still talking it up to the stalk, who is not there, and that's what that was last issue, just him talking to something that's not there, and it's like he's still, yeah. But I guess he's also like, it shows him to be a narcotic that's causing this. He's on some drug that's called, what's it called? They name it in this one. Heroin, actually. So yeah, and then they say that it causes you to make you see your first love, and that the come down is about as bad as you'd expect. So he's doing that as he's trying to like get the two reporters into his ship, but then you have Sweet Boy who's like notices something in the ice, and he's like, ark ark ark, and then the Will's all like, what is it, fella? And then there's just this giant eel monster Deus Ex Machina that pops out of the water. The ice, which we hadn't seen before on this planet, and that happens, and then Sweet Boy's like knocked into the snow, and he's like, Sweet Boy, no, and then it gets attacked, and it's like, oh man, how's he gonna get out of this one? Because he's just, does the Will still have it? And then you have the writer of the two reporters who's like, please kill him, please kill him, please kill him, as they both watch him get attacked, and then the ghost form of the stalk that he sees calls him a pejorative, and then Will's like, fighting it off, and he's able to snap I guess, the neck of the creature, because there's just a giant snap onomatopoeia sound, so he just like snaps it when it like he like raises his like the jaw, like the top and lower jaws like apart, and there's just a giant snap sound. So I guess he just breaks its neck and kills it. And then Sweet Boy's fine. He's like, man, how many lives do you have? Let's see. Oh, and then he's like, keep marching to the two reporters. And then one of them's like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done. And he's like, and then the photographer's like, wait, what are you talking about? This guy's gonna kill us. And then the writer's like, he's gonna kill us both anyway. It doesn't matter. And then the photographer's like, okay. Actually, I might have a lead, because a while back I had this paparazzi friend who was following Prince Robot on his honeymoon with his wife. And he had all these like sweet, salacious pictures he didn't sell. They could have sold for a ton because the prince paid him even more. So I might have a lead here. And then the Will's like talking back to the ghost talk of like, haha, I told you the little one might come in handy. More narration about, or not about, I guess, with Hazel. And like, yeah, you'll never understand the way the world really works until you surround yourself with people from all sorts of weird backgrounds. And then, let's see. I mean, I know diversity is an overused word these days, but without it, what would we be? And then you have, geez, I keep forgetting her name. The Lexus reading this like line about being inbred like right after that part. So that's kind of funny. And then like a whole scene of like all of the inmates that are in the holding facility that aren't the kids, it's like the adults, because they're reading that book that the mom or the grandma has given to everybody, and they're like, ah, ha 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 ha. See, even Hazel calls her Granny. It's like, I don't remember her name. She hasn't been on like a first name basis for a while, so it's like, whatever, dude. I'm over it. I could look it up, but it's whatever. So it's her and the lady with the man parts talking, and then she's like, I don't know, man. I think she's just trying to butter up all the other inmates, but then something's gonna happen, and then the guard's gonna find out about you, and it's gonna be a real bad situation. And then the teacher comes in, and she's like, oh, I was wondering if I could borrow you for just a minute. And then she's like, sure. And then they're talking in the corner, and then she's like, yeah, you're never here on the weekends. Why are you even here? And then let's see. Oh, the teacher's like, yeah, I can't stop thinking about what you showed me the other day with your wings and blah, 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 and that if anybody else finds out the truth, they'll probably kill you, so, and then Hazel's like, yeah, you're going to keep it a secret, though, right? And then she's like, or then the teacher's like, yeah, actually, I'm going to help you escape, so that's how that story ends. So the teacher's now been, I guess, well, no, she's choosing a side here, and yeah, helping out Hazel and the family, so that's gonna happen. And that was that issue, and that's what happened, and my thoughts on it. So yeah, moving right along in this arc of getting captured and being imprisoned, and Hazel showing people, besides her parents, her immediate family, that she has horns and wings, and we're still waiting for the ramifications. Also, you have the Will and the reporters on the trail of Prince Robot, who is now going to help Alana and Marco, but then you also have, if he finds Squire alone with Goose and Frindo, like, will he just leave them, or will he take the son to be a prisoner to try to be a bargaining chip against, or I guess, Sir Knight Robot, not Prince Robot, whatever. So we'll see if he does that, if he finds them before he finds Alana and Marco, since they went off to go rescue Hazel now. So yeah, the game is afoot, or whatever. The paths, you can see them where they're leading, like where they intersect, and who will be in the crosshairs when stuff goes down and the bullets are flying. But yeah, that's what happened with that issue of Saga, and what I thought. I rather enjoyed it. But yeah, That's it for this video. So, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends, or not. That's cool too. And until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I'm now signing off.